Hello, my name is Jaali Hawkins. This is my t- Codepath Tech Fellow pre-work application video. And let's just hop into it. For the first prompt, especially if a student approached me for help, I feel like it's best to level with them on what they know and work with what they know. So I would encourage them to look at things from a broader lens and not necessarily just focus on the code. Break it down into concepts and use like vocalization, like vocalize the code and like vocalize the logic in the code. So if it makes sense to you, if it doesn't make sense when you say it out loud, then it probably won't make sense when you write it down on paper. So yes, writing, vocalization, and working with what you know and conceptual knowledge and logic. For prompt number two, how I would tackle the situation to where a student doesn't feel comfortable in their ability to tackle the problem at hand in the lab, I would first ask them to restate the problem, going over what it asks for, making sure that's clearly understood. Then, secondly, I would ask them to, using what they know in their toolkit, how would they tackle the problem with what they know. And thirdly, I would ask them to just write out the logic that they think that would get them there to the solution. No code, just writing out the plain logic of their solution. And if all that doesn't work, I would then escalate it to the course instructor and see if there's anything I can do to improve my explanation or in my guidance, and asking for more clarification and more guidance. And similarly, in an online environment, I would uh, I would check in with if there are any questions. Any I would check in with each student to see if there are any questions or any pressing issues that would need to be escalated to the the course instructor or whoever's above me at the time if I can't handle it myself. So yes, I would help a student in study hall with this problem is first, like I mentioned in my previous prompts, write down everything. Write down what you think you need. The steps, the initial steps, and incorporate the problem parameters into your solution. So basically, what I did, I wrote down the steps I need in order to and the stuff I needed to keep in mind to answer this problem. So, of course, since I'm writing in C, I need an int main, and I need my hashtag include using namespace standard. I of course need my integer array. I need my int size to calculate the size of a single element in the array, and that's how the for loop will read the integer array and make sure that's how they'll find the index. And you of course need int target to read in the user value, and that's very important. So, and you would of course need to prompt the user and all that. You would of course need a function to find the array, the index value, and then you need a for loop and an if conditional to check if that's right, and if it isn't right, it will return -1. So basically, making sure they know what they need to use, and where it needs to go. Of course, they can like they don't necessarily need. Uh, they're smart enough. I believe students they have the capacity to find it out on their own. They just need to be pushed in the right direction. They're resourceful enough. And of course, if they need help, we're always here to guide them on the right path. So So yes, this is my reasoning and thought process.